this is Chibi Pet, and in this video, this is part 2, I believe. Yeah, it should be part 2 of the Winter Dimitri past tense summoning session. I counted, and he should be up to +6, so I need 4 more. So, come on, please, game. Please. So excited. I haven't decided if should I merge into the close attack or plus speed. I don't know. Well, I know that since he got an alt now, he's probably not going to be getting one anytime soon, but I do hope that we eventually get the designs for the house leaders from Three Hopes, because I really like their designs. Also, it's nice to have like an adult Dimitri who, you know, has 20/20 vision, you know? So, and I saw a theory because, okay, you know how like when Legendary Dimitri got his refine, his hero relic didn't have the glowing effect that Edelgard's had, which, you know, was kind of weird, right? Well, apparently somebody sent feedback about that, asking, you know, hey, is this a glitch? Does this need to be fixed? And was told, no, it's supposed to do that. So I've seen theories that we're probably going to be getting like Three Hopes designs for the house leaders in the near future. And that's probably when Arivar, you know, Dimitri's Lance, and probably also Claude's Fail Not. That's when they'll probably have like this special sparkly glow effect. Oh, okay. Greetings, Summoner! I'm here to gate crash your summoning session. I mean, I've been using Gatekeeper and AR, and oh my god, being able to shut down warp effects of all kind is so nice. I mean, I guess we'll have to. Well, Clout hasn't gotten his legendary refine yet, so we'll have to see if he gets the glowing effect or not. But I mean, if that theory is true, it would make sense why Edelgard would get it, but the other twos wouldn't, because in Three Hopes, Edelgard doesn't get what's her hero called? Aimer? She doesn't get like that Raging Storm Axe. I believe it's because in Three Houses, she actually gets it, like it's created by those who slither in the dark. Like they essentially like tamper an existing crest stone and link it to her crest, because, you know, Edelgard's crest, the Crest of Saros, doesn't actually have a hero relic associated with it. Which is why, in Three Hopes, she has a completely new axe. It's not a hero relic, it's a... I can't remember, a Satan weapon. So, with that in mind, it makes sense that Legendary Edelgard's Refine would get a unique glowing effect, but since Three Hopes, Dimitri, and Claude still have their hero relics, they would, you know, there would be overlap. That's the theory I've been saying, so. Well, I really hope that, like, if IS releases Three Hopes Dimitri, don't do it so close. Like, I'm spending all these orbs. Don't you dare do this. Don't you dare, like... Please, Is, let me save my orbs. Alright, maybe I'll get 3 Dimitris here. Probably not. It'll be fine. Does make me curious since it does make me curious what a potential duo or harmonic Dimitri would be like. I guess it depends on who he's paired up with. I imagine probably I don't know if because commonly I see people assume that eventually if Ice keeps using the kids banner theme, you know, that we've been getting every year, that we'll eventually get 3 Houses theme, because there are official designs for Dimitri and Edelgard when they were kids. And, you know, it'd be probably pretty easy for Ice to have access to, you know, other potential designs for other 3 Houses characters, like Claude. Since the 3 House leaders got alts for the winter, I don't know if there would be like enough time between now and the child banner. Because I really feel like the most obvious candidate is that if it's a duo, it would probably be Dimitri and Edelgard, because they have such a strong childhood connection with each other. I mean, he gave her a dagger as a parting gift, because, you know, in Fargus culture, you know, like, it's considered respectful to give a weapon like a dagger, because it means, you know, you're essentially cutting your own future, or cutting your way towards your own future. You know what's super funny is seeing Sylvain here. I played the Blue Lions route first, and so I had no idea what the other routes were like, what the other, you know, what the 2 other house students were like. I happened to see Dimitri and Sylvain's, I think it was the B support, fairly early into the game. And, you know, there's like that conversation where Sylvain is like, haha, Dimitri, remember that one time, I gave you, like, flirting advice, and you actually gave a girl you liked a dagger? Haha, remember that? That was funny. No, don't say that, Sylvain. That was embarrassing. Well, I saw that, and then, like, shortly afterwards, I got to the chapter where you can invite, a student to the Goddess Tower, and I picked Dimitri, of course. And if you do that, Dimitri and Byleth will actually have a conversation, a unique conversation, right before they enter the Goddess Tower together. And in that conversation, Dimitri's like admitting, like, you know, I used to have a crush on like this girl when I was a kid. Can you guess what embarrassing gift I gave her when she left? And, you know, you have like 3 options. You know, did you give her flowers? Did you give her like a book? The 3rd one was a dagger. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, that's what the Sylvain support was referencing. It was really interesting, like, watching like other people play through Azure Moon, you know, blind and not knowing anything about it, and most of them picked, you know, like the flowers or the book option. Whereas if you pick the dagger option, you know, you get support points with Dimitri, because, you know, that was a good answer. I don't know, like, that's one thing I really liked about 3 Houses, was that there's like so many like little details that end up like really playing into the plot. Like, there's things that, like, you know, you probably wouldn't normally think of, but if you notice them, it's like, oh, wait a second, that makes sense. And there's even cases where, like, apparently supports can change depending on, ugh, go away, Hugh, I don't like you. You're like one of the worst 5-star units ever. Oh! Damn it, I should have just picked that one. See, I was about to be excited, like, oh yeah, heck yeah, plus speed. Oh wait, the biolists are not fast. Oh man. Oh well.
冬祭りの使者の手本を見せるぞ。ええ、頑張ろう。
Okay. Alright, you are slightly forgiven, Hugh. Slightly. Actually, I wonder, does this affect the bubble thing? I wonder. Does it? Oh, it doesn't. Huh. That's really interesting. Yeah, apparently there's like some supports in Three Houses that will actually change. Like, depending on when you view them and in what order. So like, I'm trying to think. So like, Ash's support with Marianne normally has him trying to cheer her up and, you know, encourage her to smile and be more confident in himself. But apparently, if you have Marianne support with Sylvain before that, where he'll, you know, he'll be, like, he'll drop, like, his flirting persona and actually genuinely try to help her through her issues, which includes, you know, encouraging her to smile more. Apparently, that will actually get reflected in her support with Ash. Yeah, and then there's like other supports, like I think it's Hanuman and Seth that will change depending on when you view it. Like if you view it pre-time skip, Seth will give like I don't know, like Seth will give like a vague age or something. But if you view it post-time skip, then Hanuman will actually comment and be like, well, what do you mean you consider yourself so old? Like, you're, like... I can't exactly remember, but yeah, there are actually apparently changes that will acknowledge if you see the support before or after the 5-year time skip. And I really, really wish like other Fire Emblem games would like have this intense level of attention for the supports, because it really does make a difference. It just adds like this, like the right pinch of flavor, makes the world feel more alive. It's why I love Three Houses so much. Like I honestly can't tell you which of the games I like more. If I like the Tellius games more or the Phobia games more, because I like them for very similar reasons. You know, I know people were like upset that there's no demote on this banner. I personally am glad, because I can't imagine like getting into this situation where, you know, you have this and then you're trying to like, you know, summon like a specific 5-star exclusive, and then you get a circle full of the color of the demote, and so it basically becomes a game of Russian roulette. Like I remember seeing somebody, you know, they filled out the 3 circles, and this is on the Rearmed Ingrid banner. And they ended up getting a circle entirely full of greens, and they were like, no! Because, you know, Sylvain's the demon on that banner, and his fodder's pretty ass. So... could be 3 Dimitris here. It's probably not. I'm trying to think, because, like, actually, now that I think about it, yeah, there actually was similar cases in the Tellius games, at least in Path of Radiance. I don't remember if this was really true in Radiant Dawn, where, yeah, dialogue with characters and interactions would change depending on what happened. I think the most notable example early on in Path of Radiance is how, there's like 3 brothers you get in the Grail Mercenaries. There's Boyd, there's Oscar, and there's Rolf. And you get Boyd and Oscar first, and you get Rolf a little while later. And what happens is that Rolf and Mist end up getting kidnapped by bandits who are pretty salty that they got their butts handed to them by the Grail Mercenaries. And normally, how the dialogue goes is Rolf is like crying because he's terrified. Oh ho. Oh ho 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 ho. Okay. And Miss will, try to tell him like, no, Rolf, you can't be scared right now. You can't afford to do it. You gotta be brave. That's how it plays out normally. But if you happen to get one or both of Rolf's brothers killed, his dialogue with Mist will actually reflect that, where he'll say, like, you're right, Mist, I can't afford to cry. Like, not after, like, losing my brothers. I've got to be brave and live on for them. It's something like that. I just, like, when I found out about that, I didn't know about that in my first playthrough, because, I try to keep everybody alive. I was blown away. Like, that they would actually have dialogue that, acknowledges that scenario and have the characters react accordingly. Yeah, I really wish Fire Emblem games were more like Tellius and Fodlan, and that, there's just like these little intricate details that where the developers and the writers acknowledge, these potential scenarios can happen. So we have dialogue to in case that happens. Ah, I got a lobster. Okay. Oh man, I remember when Ryoma was like the best god sword at launch. Oh, he's so fast. He has DC in his weapon. I was like, whatever. He was like on like the first ever Hero Fast too. Man, my summoning session was going so well. I thought this would actually go better than the Summer Dimitri one. Come on, Dimitri, I have all your versions at +10. Please cooperate. Come on, game. Give me a circle full that has like 4 greens and they're all Dimitris. That would be like such a way to end it. Where are my green orbs? Where are green orbs? I thought green was supposed to be like the easiest color. Honestly, one thing I've been wondering about is if we do get a Three Houses kids banner, I just wonder, like, who would the duo be? Okay, I'm gonna pull the whole circle because the pity rate's so high. Yay! Bad IVs doesn't matter. I already got you with the best possible IVs.
お前の望む贈り物が届くといいな。贈り物を壊さないよう十分に気をつけなければ。
Ugh. Man, his coat looks so fluffy. I want a coat like that. Yeah, it's so pretty, it's so warm. Like, I sure could have used something like that. There was like one, oh man, like where I live, there was like one particularly, ferocious winter where a freak snowstorm hit. And, ooh, Olivia! I love Olivia. One of my favorites from Awakening. I'm just so sad that she's never gonna get a refine because Iris doesn't want to refine dancers. And it got so cold that the power went out for several days. Like even like with like, keep, the heaviest clothes possible, I felt like I was gonna freeze to death. It was awful. And it really sucks too, because I love snow. Like, it's so, like, oh, I just love how it just, like, lights up everything. It's just, like, so pretty and sparkly. But yeah, after that, I was like, I don't think I really don't want to live in a place that has, like, lots of snow. Unless I know I can, like, have, like, guaranteed warmth. You know what I mean? Hurting. Oh, I'm so tired. I really want to go to bed. I'm so excited. Like, I can't sleep. Like, earlier today, I was, like, at the dentist, and while I was, like, waiting, for my dentist to see me, because I arrived a bit early, I was so excited. I ended up, like, finding a piece of scrap paper and I like doodled Winter Dimitri. I was like so excited. Well, this keeps showing up. Like, buddy, you missed your chance. We all thought you were going to be on the winter banner, and you weren't. Sorry, mate. Oh, it's Paul Bendy. I keep getting all these buff guys. I don't want the buff guys. I want like. I want the guy who like accidentally breaks things. Please. Oh, I forgot to check. Is my Dimitri +7 now? He is, right? Oh, constant. Sure. Yeah, I did. I know people were like expecting Constance to be on the Winter Banner, maybe with Unica or Citrine. But I feel like Constance makes more sense with as a summer alt because she's already carrying around a parasol. I mean, she kind of has to shield herself from the sun, otherwise her depressed persona claws its way out. Yeah, I could definitely see Constance and maybe Happy. On a summer banner. And then, you know, Yuri and Balthus on a winter banner. Although, I don't know. Like this year, like with the summer banner and then now this winter banner, it kind of feels like this is Iris' way of saying like, yeah, okay, we're done trying to milk 3 houses, at least as far as seasonals go. I mean, that's probably not actually the case, because they gotta know, like, this makes them money. Teehee. Yeah, I'm, like, part of the problem here. Oh! For Dimitri's? Eh? Eh? I really would like Yuri to get a seasonal alt. Like I saw a chart that somebody made that has like every single alt like the 3 house leaders have, and then there's Yuri who just has legendary and that's it. I mean there's this base version too, of course, but yeah, it's like, yeah, that looks really sad. I mean, yeah, I guess like having updated foul play would be kind of nuts. Like, well, I hope that if you celebrate holidays, I hope your holidays have been going well. I personally don't celebrate anything. I don't subscribe to any particular religion. Though that didn't stop me from putting up a Christmas tree. Mostly because I really like how Christmas trees look with the lights in them. Like, they just look so pretty, especially at night. Like, I tend to be the type to stay up and work into the night, and so having some, like, you know, a tree with like pretty twinkling lights is very, very, very calming. That's better. I remember he used to pity break me, so I'm glad that's no longer the case. I don't think his fodder's very good, isn't it? Me. I can't remember, I think. Did Asphodel debut on the same banner as Azel? They're both. I remember that those two used to pity break me all the time. So, for recent games that I've been playing, I recently finished, The Quarry. If you don't know, that's by Supermassive Games. They're the company that made, Until Dawn. And there's also, like, a series of shorter video games that they've been making that I haven't really been paying attention to. I've already seen Let's Plays of The Quarry, so, you know, I knew what to expect as far as, like, the plot goes and all that, but I still wanted to play it because it looked very fun to me. I enjoyed, like, watching other people play it, so I wanted to experience it for myself, and I happened to get it during, I think it was, like, a Halloween sale on Steam. And, yeah, I was pretty nervous playing it because The Quarry, like most of Supermassive games, makes use of QuickTime events, and if you don't know, I am terrible with QuickTime events. I have such a slow reaction time to them. So, and in Supermassive games, failing a QuickTime event can determine a character, you know, dying or living. So I was pretty nervous. But I was pleasantly surprised to make it all the way to the end with pretty much everybody alive. I'm not gonna go into spoilers. I do recommend that if you're interested, you do play the game without spoilers. I think you'll get a little more enjoyment out of it. Yeah, I was able to make it out with pretty much everybody alive except for Nick, and then nearly all of the Hackett family. Granted, that wasn't the intended outcome. I was trying to keep everybody alive, but I ended up making some choices that I didn't realize would cause those characters to die, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess that happens. If I'm being honest, I'm not that sorry. Okay, I'm sorry if you like Nick. I really can't stand him. I just don't like how he comes off as one of those creeps with a nice guy persona. I mean, that's how I interpreted his character. I know people have different interpretations on him, but yeah, he just, I just did not jive with that guy's character. And yeah, the Hackett family, I'm not a fan of either. Oh. I was just thinking, imagine if I got pity broken by a Brave Soren. Wouldn't that be funny? Especially since he never showed up for me on my, when I was summoning on the Brave banner.
どこに呼ばれようと、僕がなすべきことは一つだけ。
Yeah, I was not sorry that I ended up inadvertently getting almost all of the Hackett family killed either, because most of them are, quite frankly, unlikable racists. um, but yeah, outside of that, yeah, I was able to keep everybody alive. And again, it was actually kind of accidental in a way. Again, I wasn't trying to get everyone killed or anyone killed. I was trying to like keep everyone alive. But if someone died, I'd be like, okay, whatever. But the other reason I was so nervous playing the quarry is that there's also segments where you need to do first person, well, not really first person, it's more like third person shooting. But you essentially need to aim and shoot at something in order to, you know, not have your character die. And I am abysmal when it comes to first person shooters. Like, even like games like Zelda, I suck at archery.
Do
I want to pull all the... do I care? Do I want to pull all those reds? I guess might as well. I don't think there's anything here, but you never know. Yeah. Terrible when it comes to first-person shooters. Thankfully for me, for my playthrough, for the most part, like the parts where like it really matters, that determines, you know, whether you get a character killed or not, the game was pretty lenient. But like, after I beat the game, I was like watching someone else playing through it, who's been playing through it at like the same time I was, pretty much. And it turned out that some of the actions I had taken might have actually saved Dylan's life. Because in the quarry, late in, like, I think fairly late in the game, there's a part where, like, where it'll be him and Caitlin, and Caitlin, because, you know, she knows how to, you know, actually use a gun and use it properly and not wave it around loaded like Jacob was. She's the one with the gun, and there's like some parts in that segment where she needs to be able to shoot at something, otherwise Dylan will die. But because of the actions I had done in my playthrough, I did not realize that I would cause Dylan to not be present with Caitlin at that point in the game. And he was fine. He was safe. But he just wasn't, you know, he wasn't present there with her. He was like somewhere else. And this meant that all those segments where you would have to, like, you know, shoot at something to ensure Dylan didn't die, they didn't take place. So he was basically fine. I just needed to ensure Caitlin lived, and I was able to do that. So I actually feel really relieved about that. But yeah, I very much enjoyed playing the quarry, even though, you know, like I said, I already knew what to expect because I watched other people play it, but I still very much enjoyed it. I feel like the cast of characters is not quite as good as Until Dawn. Like, there was like something about Until Dawn with like the writing for the cast that they just all felt very. You really got the impression that they all knew each other. Which, I mean, I guess makes sense. I think they all went to like high school or something together. Whereas in the Quarry, like, you know, all the cast, you know, they only met up during the summer when they were hired to be camp counselors. But still, like, there was like something about Until Dawn with the writing that made you like really invested in all the characters, even ones that like you didn't like. Like for me, for example, what was her name? Emily. I don't like Emily very much. But even her, I was like, yeah, I feel invested to try to keep everyone alive, even the ones that I don't care that much about. But yeah, I still think The Quarry is a good game. I do recommend it if you're interested in horror games. Like this one, it was more of like an affectionate tribute to those classic what is it, like the horror summer camp movies, you know, like Friday the 13th. I still think the game had a lot of charm. So yeah, if you're into that kind of thing, I do recommend trying it. I do feel like it was easier than Until Dawn, because with Until Dawn, well, okay, first of all, Until Dawn is like exclusive to the PS4, and all of the QuickTime events require you to press specific buttons on you know, your controller. Whereas with the Quarry, the QuickTime events you just needed to, like, you know, move up, move down, move left, or move right, which was a lot easier for me personally to remember. Because like the problem I have with QuickTime events, like Until Dawn, is that I tend to panic and then press the wrong button because I was, you know, my mind wasn't able to focus properly, and I just sort of freeze, you know? Sorry, my throat is feeling kind of parched. Oh, I've been talking for like how many hours now? I suppose, actually, now that I think about it, Until Dawn also had that really obnoxious gameplay mechanic where you have to like hold still, and if the game detects even the slightest amount of movement, chances are your character is going to die very horribly. 戦い方以外は全部母さんから教わったのよ。And it was like especially obnoxious with the PS4 controller because it, like, during those segments it would vibrate. So you could be trying your hardest to stay perfectly still and the game could still detect movement and then be like, oh, well, too bad, your character's dead now, good job. It gets especially egregious towards the end because there's like multiple segments of this. And it really sucks if you manage to get that far, you get everybody alive, and then somebody dies because of something that was not your fault. Like, that's the worst feeling. Although, speaking of supermassive games, a couple of months ago, it was announced that they are apparently going to be in charge of the development of a game called Little Nightmares 3. If you don't know what the Little Nightmares franchise is, like, it's a horror game franchise, but it's like a 2.5 side scroller. Like, it's not fully two-dimensional, but it's mostly two-dimensional, and I love this series so much. There's just like something about like the art direction, the character design, the aesthetic, just the way it's able to set up atmosphere, and as far as how it deals with, it utilizes its horror aspects. It's not, in your face. It's not like bloody zombie or whatever. It's like very subtle, but they're very good, very skilled at just giving a very unsettled feeling all the time, but also in a very almost melancholy way. Yeah, and there's like not really much as far as story goes, and what story there is pretty ambiguous. Like, it's very much up for interpretation. But man, like, the little that they're able to give you just hits you right in the feels. Oh man. Like, especially the second game. Oh my god. Like, I already knew a little bit about the first game when I played it, so it didn't hit me quite as emotionally, although I still enjoyed it. But I played the second game completely blind, and okay, I love that game so much. In fact, I even actually did fan art of like the main character in that game, Mono, because he's such a sweet little boy. He's like, oh, I love Mono so much. Oh man, though, I actually kind of like guessed the twist ending, but it still like really sucker punched me. And the twist, not gonna get into spoilers, but let's just say the twist ending changes everything about the context of the game. Like, if you're interested at all in playing Little Nightmares games, please play through them all blind. Like, don't look up anything, especially the second game, because oh my gosh, like the twists that the story employs are just so good. They're just so masterfully done. That being said, the Little Nightmares games were created and handled by a studio called Tarsier Studios. But apparently they have since basically handed over the rights to was it Bandai Namco? I can't remember. Basically, like, they're not working on the Little Nightmares games anymore. Because they want to go do their own thing, which I respect. But this means that, like, because the third game is being handled by a completely different company, I'm not really sure how I feel about that, you know? Because when you have a creator hand over the rights to their work so that other people can work on it, like, like, the creator understands these characters and the world that they've built. And so you can't really expect anybody else to be able to fully replicate that. So I'm really hesitant about Supermassive Games being in charge of Little Nightmares 3. I don't think they'll do. I don't think they'll do a bad job with it, but it's just gonna, like, always at the back of my head. If I play Little Nightmares 3, there's always gonna be like, this is not done by the creators. And I mean, sometimes it can be healthy for you know, somebody completely different to take over a you know, to be handed the reins, essentially. Sometimes it can breathe in new life. I mean, like, for example, Three Houses and Three Hopes, handled by Koei Tecmo, not, you know, was basically hired by IS to handle, you know, these specific Fire Emblem games, and I think that was a good call. Koei Tecmo introduced ideas that I don't think IS would have touched or considered, and they were able to do so in a way that just felt very natural. So I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing for a company to be given control over something that they didn't create. But there's always just going to be like this sort of nervous feeling, you know? Can I please just get my last 2 Dimitri merges? From what I understand, I think it was it Supermassive Games that handled some podcasts for, what is it called? The Sound of Nightmares. They're basically like podcasts that they like told a story that was related to the world of Little Nightmares. And I mean, I listened to all the podcasts and they were okay. I'm very curious how they, if, like, what connection they'll have, if they have any, to the 3rd game. Because I think there was, like, let's see, there were, like, some comics of the Little Nightmares games that I've never read them. I wasn't able to, I wasn't able to find them anywhere. But apparently there's, like, a reoccurring enemy character, who also ends up being mentioned in the podcast multiple times. Actually, I think he straight up makes an appearance. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be playing Little Nightmares 3 on release or not. I'm really hesitant. Just, yeah, I think I might just, like, wait for reviews for the game, honestly. Oh, it took you long enough. I'm gonna go check and make sure that I'm not going over, I think this should put Dimitri at +9. So let me go double check that. Oh, well, I have to go do that anyway. Okay. And I will be back after, these messages. Yellow, I'm back. Yeah, I need one more Dimitri. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like wait and see what the general consensus regarding the third Little Nightmares game. I really don't know if I want to like play it on release or not. I'm just so uncertain. I am really curious what Tarsier Studios is up to, because they've been very quiet regarding their upcoming project. Like the only news they've said about it was, I think it was on like their Twitter. They posted like a 2-second like clip of a very grainy looking like farmhouse or something. And I was like, okay, wow, great. I can't tell what's what. This doesn't say anything about your upcoming project. I mean, it's not going to be Little Nightmares because, you know, they've firmly stated that they want to move on from that and focus on other things, which I respect. Like, I really want to know what else they're working on. Let's see. As far as other games that I've been playing, I recently started playing through Persona 3. I'm trying to remember. I ended up picking up all three of, let's see, Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5 on the Switch as part of a, I think that was like a, I don't think it was a Black Friday sale. I can't remember. But, yeah, I didn't know which one I was supposed to play. So I just started playing Persona 3. And I have been loving it. I just really love. Oh my gosh! I wasn't sure what to expect going into it, but man, I just love how the cast is written. Of all the times I get plus speed Violet, this is like the one time I don't want them to be plus speed. Okay, where were these plus speed Violets when the fallen female Violet wouldn't stop pity breaking me and refused to come home at plus speed? Yeah, oh my gosh. Oh, I just love all the characters in Persona 3 so far. They just like the way they're written. It's just so, how do you put it? Just, I really don't know how to describe it. They just all feel very complex. but still very much integrated into the story. Yeah, and like I like pretty much everyone. I've just been liking everyone. Well, okay, aside for Junpei, I'm sorry I don't like Junpei. He acts like such a creepy pervert. Although I did hear that apparently he gets better. So, I haven't finished the game yet. I ended up taking a break because I got really burned out from it. I think I've vlogged like 70 hours so far, and I'm only about like halfway through. I do plan on like picking it back up and finishing it up. So maybe like Junpei's character will end up growing on me. Yeah. My favorite character has got to be Akihiko. Oh my god. I am so crazy for this guy. I love Akihiko so much. Oh my god. I think it's probably because he reminds me of Dimitri. Like, they're very similar in terms of personality. Like, both of them, like, are very serious about training, especially as far as, doing physical training, because Akihiko, practices boxing. Like, that's, like, his sport of choice. But, like, both Akihiko and, Dimitri are, they want to get stronger, to protect others. They feel like that's their duty. But they're still both like very sweet. They're not like the jerk jock stereotype. And they're also kind of I don't want to say oblivious, but they tend to be so focused on one thing, usually training, that they don't tend to notice the feelings of others. You get what I mean? Yeah, oh my god, I love it so much. Yeah, like the other characters, oh my gosh, like Yukari, Yukari's, yeah, she's so sweet. Admittedly, I don't like that, I'm playing as, like, the male protagonist, because the version that I'm playing is on the Switch, and, there's the option you can play as a boy or a girl, and I was like, well, which do I choose? Well, we recommend the boy if this is your first time playing Persona. I'm like, okay. So, I did that. And there's, like, a scene where, she thinks the male main character walked in on her naked, and so she ends up, like, slapping him. It's, like, that sort of overplayed, cliche. And she never apologizes for it, and that did leave a bad taste in my mouth, I'm not gonna lie. But aside from that, yeah, I like Yukari. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting most of the cast's name. Like, oh, what's the dog called? Oh no, I don't remember the dog name. But the dog, I ended up really liking the dogs. I didn't think I would, but I did. Dog is such a good boy. Even if he's not like the best party member, I'm like, he's such a good boy. Look at him! Oh, he's trying his best. Yeah, and I guess it's pretty cool too. Especially after I found out that she seems to be a reference to Samus Aran from the Metroid series. which if you don't know, I really love the Metroid series. Like Samus is like one of my favorite female characters. So I guess apparently being a homage to her is really cool. Mitsuru is pretty cool too, although admittedly. Now, the version of Persona 3 I'm playing, you can choose to directly control the party members, so this has not been a problem. But there were a couple of times where I accidentally set, auto to all the party members, and I suddenly understand, oh, I can see why Mitsuru's can be, like, as far as like party members go, it can be a problem. So like, if you don't know, in Persona 3, at least, it's the only game I've played so far, so I don't know if this is true for the others. There's a particularly nasty status condition called Charm, which basically, it's kind of like the move Attract from Pokemon. Well, actually, it's kind of that, but also a combination of confusion. Because what it does is that it causes your character to turn against their allies. And this can include using healing and status buff effects on enemies. So, if an enemy is almost dead, and then cast Charm on your healer, and that can cause your healer to heal up the enemy back to full, and it's infuriating. Well, Mitsuru has a healing ability, I think it's called Nodding Cotton. I don't know how you pronounce that. Where it's actually I can't remember now. I can't remember if it inflicts charm on the enemy or if it cures it. I'm forgetting. If you have her party member AI set to automatic, you're not manually controlling her, she will spam the ever-living heck out of it. And this is bad because she also has some good healing spells, but even like if she could choose to heal if the main character is about to kick it, which is a bad thing because that causes an automatic game over, she won't cast the healing spell. She'll just keep casting Marin Kata, and it's like, oh my god, why? But yeah, aside from that, as far as characters go, she's pretty cool. I like her design. I'm trying to think. Oh, I can't remember the name of that. Oh no, what's her name? Like the really sweet, meek girl. The one whose persona is named Lucia. I can't remember her name, but I like her too. Yeah, I don't know. There's just something about all the cast in Persona 3 that so far I've just come to really like. Again, aside from Junpei, he's just not my thing. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting back into that game and finishing it. And then I want to do a second playthrough where I play as a girl. Because apparently if you play as a girl, you can actually romance Akihiko, and I'm like, yeah, I want that. I want to romance him. Yeah, after I play Persona 3, my understanding is that the fourth Persona game, is it? I think it's directly related to the third one? Question mark? I don't know. I haven't really been looking up any information because, you know, I want to avoid spoilers. My understanding is that the fifth game is pretty much more disconnected from those two. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what the fourth and fifth game are like. As I understand it, the third game has gameplay mechanics that got dropped or refined in the fourth and fifth game. Because like in the third Persona game, there's basically like weapon triangle. You know, there's like, you know, elements that are weak or strong or outright impervious to. But this also applies to physical attacks. There's like 3 different types of physical attacks. So yeah, so in addition to like elements, you know, like something out of Pokemon, you also have to like factor in these physical attacks. You know, there's strike, there's slash, and there's smash, and it's like, okay, which one is which? Oh, by the way, can I say, like, I really hate light and dark? Like, magic or elements. Because they're, like, one of those elements that, like, okay, as far as I know, pretty much all spells that are light or dark are basically insta-death. But because of that, they all have extremely low accuracy. But this is a case where, like, it doesn't really benefit you, because why would you cast like a 30% accurate attack even if it does have a chance of insta-killing? But it's great for the enemy because if it happens to land, it will one-shot a party member that's not immune to it. Oh, I hate those skills so much. And the worst thing is that you can like encounter them extremely early on. Like I got like one of my first game overs was from one of those what was they called, the Shadow Spectre enemies? I can't remember. They basically look like hooded figures. They just one-shotted my main character, and I was like, oh, that's so fair. Thanks, game. Oh, I love that. Man, I really wish they updated the summoning system to let you know if you were going to summon a 5-star. This is so boring. I don't understand. This game has been around for like what, 7 years. They really couldn't have included an animation like sparks coming out or something that lets you know if you're getting a 5-star before, you know, the character actually appears. I mean, the most you get is, you know, smoke coming out, but that doesn't, you know, guarantee anything. Well, thanks so much for watching. If you've made it this far, then I wish you best of luck on your summons. And I hope that you're able to take care of yourself and stay safe. And I guess I will see you later.
贈り物を壊さないよう十分に気をつけなければ。気をつけてくれ。近づきすぎて怪我をしないように。誰もがこんな穏やかな夜を過ごせる国を築いてみせよう。冬祭りの使者の手本を見せるぞ。
ええ、頑張ろう。